Chesterfield.
This is unreal. I'm a war veteran, for God's sakes, not some helpless child. Go tend to somebody else.
Look, Mr. Chesterfield, my name's Lily, and I'm your physical therapist, and I'm here to help you with your legs. And unless I help you, they're not going to get any better.
Alright, I'm sorry to be so grumpy. It's just all these other nurses treat me like another one of those botic drones. How's the damage?
Well, you banged them up pretty good when you fell off the tractor last week. Do you remember exactly what happened?
I was out ploughing the western field. Everything went sort of black and white.
That's odd.
What's that?
There's something here that looks related to...
Don't worry about that. That's nothing.
Well, perhaps for now, Mr. Chesterfield. But in the meantime, tell me more about your farm.
Oh, you better be careful. You look at that thing too long, you're bound to get sucked in.
Yes, we do minor repairs to them all throughout their lives, but we still can't seem to get more than 100 years out of them.
Yeah, it's the quartos that are the problem, not so much the people. They tend to last forever these days. It's just those damn quartos that can't last more than 8 decades. Who are we looking at today?
Interesting case, this one. One of the last great war veterans. Careful, you never know how they'll react.
I'll call it a team.
Hello, dear.
Hi, Henry.
Be time to plant the tomatoes now, you know. Capsicum too. Do you have a favourite vegetable?
Can't say I'm too fond of them. I do have a flower garden, though. Do you grow flowers?
My wife used to. Yeah, she had the prettiest flower garden from here to Jonesboro. Used more water on it than we could afford. She treated them like they were her kids. Oh, what do we have for dinner? Lime jelly. You know, I've been to hospital 4 or 5 times in my life. And every time they give me lime jelly, and it's always bad. It's like they've been scooping it out of the same batch for the last 80 years.
You know what they say around here? That the flavour's actually soylent green. How are you today, Henry? The spring's been extra nice this season and my little garden did quite well. I thought I should share.
Dear, you didn't have to do this for me. I'm lost for words.
That'd be a first.
You've done me a world of good, that's for sure.
Well, as far as I can tell, you'll be right to start your crutches in a few days. But I do think you should get this lump checked out. It's not doing you any good.
We all have to carry our scars with us, my dear, and this is mine. I've done and seen some pretty terrible things in my lifetime. Things that I shouldn't be allowed to forget.
You mean in the war? But those who fought for our independence were heroes. You've nothing to be ashamed of.
Let me tell you a story. I don't know what the textbooks tell you kids these days, but during the war we were fighting the political ideology of simplicity. On the surface, the ideas of simplicity were pretty reasonable. They said that as technology progressed, machines and bots would be phased in to take over the more basic jobs of humans. But it was discovered that they were doing indescribable things to men to fulfill these ideals. Then protesters started to disappear. By that time, the war had begun. It wasn't until I came home for leave that I discovered how far those who wanted simplicity were willing to go. I spent my 2 weeks of leave with Rebecca, my wife. Most of the other men spent their leave with their sweethearts or wives. It felt like no time before we were back on the front line. Rumours had started that the simpletons, as we'd started to call them, were attacking with biologics. We all took our immunisation shots just to be safe, but as all young men do, we felt invincible. But then the letters started to come in. First it was just a few, then by the sackful. One morning I got one from Rebecca. It was the women, you see. None of us showed the smallest sign of infection during our leave. We had passed it on to the women. They were not only infected, but they'd been sterilised. The simpletons' plan was twofold: to create mass hysteria and to also wipe out any future generations of fighters. This sent the independent movement into a panic. We began killing every simpleton we could find, even sympathisers, not our finest hour. I believe it was the single event that changed the course of the war.
My God. They never tell us that in the textbooks, what you went through. I've heard of this poisoning in older women, but they never tell you where it comes from.
It's tough for everyone who remembers. I think I'll have a little nap now, dear. Will I see you on my last day?
Well, I'm all finished for now, and I'll come back on Thursday to help you with your new crutches.
Alright, thanks again, dear. See how you like it.
How are we today, Mr. Chesterfield?
Morning, doctors. Come to see me off, have you?
Well, actually, Mr. Chesterfield, I think we're going to have to keep you here a bit longer.
The hell you will. I've been fit enough to leave for the last few weeks. Unhook me from all this.
Well, we can unhook you, sir, but I think you'll find you may not be able to function.
Now you're just trying to weasel me out of the last of my savings. Lily said all I needed was a good pair of crutches and I could get out of here.
Well, Lily,
Unhook me right now, or there'll be hell to pay.
well, we are required by law to unhook you when requested, but I don't think you'll like what you find. Doctor?
Station break.
I think he's gone.
Yep, I'll call in the team.
Grace, simple city, simplicity. We lost. Lily? Not you too.